You know that picture you have in your head of a calm classroom? Maybe there's soft lighting and quiet music and kids working silently at their desks. If that's what you've been picturing and chasing, I want to gently tell you something today. That's not calm classroom management. That's just quiet. And those are two very different things. Today I want to talk about what a calm classroom actually looks like, because I don't think it's what you've been sold. And I think once we get real about what a good calm classroom is really going to look and sound like, you're going to feel a lot less like you're failing when you don't have that silent time always in your classroom. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. You know, I see you. You're struggling to keep your students' attention. You're frustrated with the fact that you don't have any flexibility in your content anymore. You've tried the typical hacks and it just didn't really work out. Maybe you're tired of repeating directions 12 times a day, tired of students blurting out and shutting down. Maybe you're tired of feeling like your creativity has to live in a tiny corner because there's just no time for that. And maybe you're wondering if you can even do this job for another 5, 10, or 15 years. You're not crazy. Things have changed. You're not failing. You're actually a really good teacher. Heck, you've been at it for quite some time, haven't you? And you're definitely not alone. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. Look, I want to show you why my reset framework can get you to the place where your students are paying attention, engaged, self-regulating, and actually learning while you're teaching. I want you to stop piecing things together. I want you to stop looking around for the answer because I think you may have found it. I want you to start looking forward to going into school every single day. I'm going to help you to reset your classroom, and we're going to improve student behavior in the most effective way. All right, so are you in? Go to theinspiredclassroom.com/reset and see if this is the thing you've been looking for. It's the end of the school year. Maybe you're already out. Maybe you've got a few days left and you're just counting them down. It's so amazing to me how every end of the school year is so different across this country. But if you're anything like the teachers that I talk to, you're spending part of this summer doing the thing that we all do, which is replaying the year, wondering what went wrong, wondering why your classroom was never quite feeling like that calm classroom that you just are striving for and that people seem to talk about. I want to give you a different way to think about that today and a simple plan to walk into the fall with instead of just hoping that next year feels a little different. The first thing I want to mention is that calm is not the same as quiet or silent. Here's where I think a lot of us get tripped up. We picture a calm classroom and calm classroom management as silence. No chair scraping, no talking out of turn, heads are down, work is happening. And I've had my share of dead, silent classrooms, but they weren't always as productive as they could be. That's not calm, that's controlled. A truly calm classroom can actually be a little noisy. Kids talking through a problem, chairs moving because they're working in pairs, a low hum of actual learning happening. Back in the day, when I was getting my master's degree in arts and learning, I remember doing a lot of research and a lot of reading back when we actually went to libraries and took out books to get our research done. And I came across this quote, And I wish I could remember where it came from and what book I got it from. But ever since I got that quote and wrote it down on an index card so that I could save it and use it in papers and projects for my master's degree, I've adopted what it actually says. And it says, a good classroom sounds like a really great cocktail party. And I just always love that, because if you think about a really good cocktail party, people are mingling and talking and collaborating and conversing, and a really great classroom can feel and look similar to that. And that can also be a relaxed environment, right? Calm is a feeling in a room, not necessarily the noise level. Here's another thing we should think about when it comes to calm classrooms. Calm actually comes from a sturdy foundation, not just a better set of rules. This is where I want to bring in something that I've been talking about a lot here on the podcast. It's your classroom's tripod. I want you to picture a tripod. There are 3 legs, and those legs are connection, regulation, and engagement. Every classroom is standing on its own tripod, whether you've named it or not. And when a classroom feels a little chaotic, it's almost never a discipline problem. There's something underneath. It's a wobbly leg from your classroom's tripod. Maybe kids don't feel connected to you or to each other, so they're testing for safety. Maybe they can't regulate their bodies and emotions yet, so their behavior starts spilling out all over the place. Maybe they're disengaged, so they're finding their own entertainment. And it's usually not the kind that we're looking for, right? Not the kind you really want. A calm classroom isn't necessarily one that just has more rules. It's one where all 3 legs are doing their job. That's the foundation. That's the steady, the calm. It just starts to show up. You stop managing behavior and you actually start teaching again. And if this is resonating with you, I want to point you towards something. I put together a free reset roadmap that walks you through the exact framework that allows this tripod to have a sturdy foundation of connection, regulation, and engagement, all of it. It's laid out as a simple reset framework that you can actually use. It's got podcast episodes linked right inside of it. It's a free PDF, and you can go as deep as you want into whichever leg of your classroom's tripod needs the most attention right now. You can grab it for free at the link in the show notes, or you can go directly to theinspiredclassroom.com/roadmap. All right, let's go on to calm tip number 3. And that is that calm classroom management starts with you, not with your students. I know this is not always a popular thing to say. It can kind of feel like I'm putting this back on you when you're already exhausted. But here's what I mean. Kids are constantly reading the room. And you are the room. You are the most important part of your classroom. And they are watching you, right? They are so very much watching us all the time. So if you walk in dysregulated and rushed and bracing for the worst, they feel that before you've even said a word. Kids are so good at matching the energy that you're handing to them. Now, this isn't about being calm 24/7. Gosh, none of us are. It's about having 1 or 2 small things that you do. Maybe a breath before you greet them at the door. Give yourself a moment before they enter into the room. A few seconds before you actually respond to something that's happening that's a hard moment for you. It keeps you regulated enough to be the steady one in the room. You can't give kids what you don't have, right? And that's not a guilt trap. It's just true. And it's also good news because it means that you have more influence over this than a behavior chart could ever give you. All right, calm tip number 4. Calm classroom management means letting go of perfectly quiet as your goal. I want you to notice something about your own classroom. The moments that you remember as the best teaching moments of your career, were they actually the silent ones? Well, maybe there were a couple that were really nice and silent because your students were so busy in their work and doing what they need to do. But chances are they were maybe the ones where the kids were a little loud because they were excited about what they were learning. Maybe there was some laughter. Maybe someone blurted out an idea because they just couldn't help themselves. They were so inspired by what was going on. If your goal this year was silence and you didn't get it, you didn't fail, but you may have been chasing the wrong target. Now, I'd actually love to know, when you picture a calm classroom in your own room, what does that actually sound and look like for you? Is it quieter than what you have now, or is it something else entirely? Think about that for a moment. And let's get into the next calm tip. Number 5, you can build calm in small, specific moments. It doesn't have to happen all at once. This is the part that takes the pressure off, right? You don't reinvent your whole classroom when you go back in the fall. You pick one small entry point. It could be your morning meeting. Maybe it's how you greet your students as they walk into the room. Maybe it's a transition song that helps to bring students into one thing from another, or a soft start, an activity that helps them to get into the classroom and get themselves ready to learn. Maybe it's a breathing routine that you want to try out and you are consistent with, or a connection check-in at the door. Small, repeated, consistent moments, that's what's going to build that steadiness and build up that tripod foundation in your classroom. It's not a behavior overhaul, not a brand new chart or something like that, but consistency in a few places can really make such a big difference. And calm tip number 6, and this is one that I really want to land with you before you head into the rest of your summer. It's a belief that I think a lot of us have carried without ever saying it out loud. If my classroom isn't calm, it means I'm not doing this right. But let me ask you something. Think about a surgeon. Do they walk in the OR expecting total silence and 0 variables? No, they expect the unexpected, right? They train for it. Think about firefighters. Do they expect a fire to behave predictably? No, they build systems and instincts specifically because it won't. There may be some predictability. There may be some patterns that they see and they can react through, but chances are they're going to have to react to things that happen in the moment. So why do we expect a room full of 25 plus real, growing, developing kids to be silent and predictable, and then think that maybe we failed when they're not? Clearly, the people doing the hardest, high-stakes work in the world aren't expecting controlled stillness. They're expecting movement. They're building steadiness to handle it. That's calm classroom management. It's not the absence of a mess, because we can't control that. There's going to be a mess. It's the presence of a steadiness, a foundation inside of it and underneath it. So here's what I want you to do with all of this. I want to give you a steady start plan, 3 simple steps that you can carry into the fall, okay? So the first step is name your wobbly leg, okay? Reflect a little bit on this past year and think to yourself, what leg of your classroom's tripod was a little wobbly? Was it connection? That's connection between you and your students or your students with each other. Was it their regulation and how they can self-regulate in your classroom? Or was it engagement that felt a little shaky? Just name it. Don't fix it yet. Just see if you can name it. And then step 2, I want you to write down one calm moment that you actually remember. Not a silent one, a good one. One where you felt that relaxed, calm feeling that comes with learning, that comes with students actually being invested in what they're doing. It could actually be from a science experiment, which definitely is not quiet, not silent for sure, but there's some calm there because the students are invested in it. Maybe it was from a reading selection that they had and they were enjoying it and they were talking about it. Whatever your moment is, I want you to notice what made it feel steady, even if it was a little loud. And then step 3, I want you to pick one thing that you can remember to do so that you can model that calm that you are wanting for your students. Remember, they're looking to you for their energy. So maybe you're going to make sure your classroom is ready to go before they start entering the room. Do whatever routine you need to do to make sure that your classroom is ready for them so that you're not scrambling right at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the class. Maybe you're going to decide that it's okay when things get a little bit more out of control than what you're hoping for, that you stop and take a deep breath and invite them to join you. Again, pick one small thing that you're going to do for you so that you can model really good, calm behavior. I hope this gave you a little bit of a different way to think about calm classroom management, because I really believe that most of us have been chasing the wrong picture of it for years now. And if you want to dig a little bit deeper into how to actually reset your classroom so that you can find that calm and you can build that classroom tripod as your foundation, I want you to go get the Reset Roadmap by going to theinspiredclassroom.com/roadmap. It's all laid out for you. All right, I'll see you next time. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.